I hear people tell me how fear of rejection has stopped them from moving forward towards their goals and towards their dreams. Sometimes they don't go on dates. They're looking for a partner, but they don't want to go on dates because they're afraid they'll be rejected, or they don't ask for the new job or the raise or take advantage of an opportunity that's presented to them because they're afraid they'll be rejected on some level. And a lot of us have memories of being rejected, right? Of being rejected and hurting a lot. Matter of fact, some people were rejected so badly, or the experience of rejection was so bad that it clouds everything else. And that's all they think about when they consider, contacting somebody, asking them out, asking for a new job, trying to contact a literary agent, anything like that. And so they don't do it because they're so afraid that they'll experience rejection again. Here's the thing though. I bet that you have been rejected in a life-altering way less times than you've been accepted in a really wholehearted manner. Right? So if you've been rejected once, raise your hand. Once in a way that really affected your life. If you've been rejected twice in that kind of really life-altering way, raise your hand again. If you've been rejected 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, raise your hand. But I bet the majority of people watching this video would not raise their hands if I said, have you been rejected in a life-altering way more than 10 times, more than 15 times, more than 20 times? The likelihood is not. But the likelihood is that if I asked you how many times were you wholeheartedly accepted by someone, you could probably, count them on 2 hands and your toes or more, right? So the fact is that we have this misconception in our head about rejection because it impacts us in a negative way, and negative emotions are associated with it. But if you, as Brendon Burchard would say, do the math, you'll see that you've actually been accepted way more times than you've been rejected. And so when somebody, when you stop yourself because you're afraid of rejection from going for an opportunity or, a relationship or whatever it is, you need to tell yourself it's bad math. It's bad math. That's what Brendon would say. It's bad math. Okay? You have to say, I've been accepted more times than I've been rejected. So why wouldn't I think that I would be accepted in this situation? The other thing is this, you really have nothing to lose. One time I was at an event with, and Jack Canfield, best-selling author Jack Canfield was speaking, and he talked about how if you were to ask somebody out on a date, and they say no, you really haven't lost anything. You still don't have a date, right? And so we have to remember that if somebody says no and rejects us, we're just back where we were before. So we haven't lost anything at all. But when we ask, we actually gain the chance for something new to come in, right? So we have more chance of gaining than we do of losing. So we want to remember that by stepping out of our comfort zone and asking for that raise, asking somebody out on a date, whatever it is, sending a query letter to a literary agent, that we actually have more to gain than we have to lose. When I was back in my late 20s, early 30s, I was involved with a rebirthing community, and I worked as a rebirther, and we used to talk about a rejection quota. And it's easiest to comprehend this when you think about going on dates, because a lot of people would talk about how, I've gone on so many dates, I've been on all the online dating services or sites, and it doesn't matter. Every time I go out with someone, even if I like them, I get rejected, and so I'm just done with the dates, right? The fact is that at a certain point you meet your rejection quota and you start getting a whole bunch of acceptances. But when it comes to dating, all you need is one, the right one, right? But it could be that way for almost anything. It could be that way for contacting literary agents, for getting a new job, anything like that, where you just have to go through those rejections to get to the right job, to the right person, to the right agent. Okay? So remember that you just Just knock them off. One more rejection. Okay, cool. One more rejection. That means I'm closer to meeting my rejection quota. Now, the other thing that I heard Jack Canfield talk about related specifically to writers, and he was talking about the fact that writers have a lot of rejection in their lives. And so we do fear rejection a lot, because every time we send an article into a magazine, it could be rejected. If we send a query letter to a magazine proposing a topic, it could be rejected. We could be sending a query letter to a literary agent and it's rejected. Our letter could go to a publisher and we're rejected. Lots and lots of rejection for writers, right? Or potential rejection, I guess I should say. Some writers don't have much rejection at all. But for me, I know I've experienced this, to have articles turned down. I've had literary agents say they didn't want to work with me. I've had publishers say they don't want to work with me. So it really is, this feeling of, oh my God, I'm going to send out this query letter again. Oh my goodness, are they going to reject me this time or are they not? And what Jack said about this was that when you send a letter to someone, to a literary agent, let's say, so you're a writer and you want to have literary representation so that you can be traditionally published, you send that letter out, and when it comes back rejected, you just look at it and you say, oh, I must have sent it to the wrong person. This time I'll send it to the right person. And that's an attitude shift, right? And I know that I have had to use that particular one quite often to move me out of fear of submitting my work, right? Fear of rejection. So I want you to think about this and to consider how often you don't move forward in your life because of your fear of rejection. How often you don't look for a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new job, whatever it is, because you're afraid you'll be rejected. Okay? Because I want you to stop doing that, because it's holding you back and it's making you unsuccessful, right? So I want you to move through your fear, and these are the ways that you can do it. You can do the math. You can realize that you have more to gain than to lose. You can realize that maybe you just contacted the wrong person, and you can move through that rejection quota until you start getting accepted, right? So these are all great ways for you to move forward, to move through that fear of rejection, and to go for it and get the success you deserve. I'm Nina Amir. I'm the Inspiration to Creation Coach and a certified high performance coach. I'm also an author coach and a blog coach. I would love to help you move through your fear, to help you be more courageous, to have the clarity to move towards your goals boldly and enthusiastically. So if you would like that, why don't you contact me at ninaamir.com/free session. ninaamir.com/free session. It's going to take you to an application for a free 1-hour high performance coaching strategy session. Let's get on the phone and let's explore some of the pillars of high performance, like clarity, courage, energy, productivity, and influence. Okay? And we'll see if we're a good fit. We'll see if you like high performance coaching, and you'll walk away with some tips and tools and strategies you can use immediately to change your life and to be more courageous and to move towards your goals and to get rid of that fear of rejection. Okay, so go to ninaamir.com/free session. And while you're there, download the free book, check out what else is on my site, and leave me a comment down below here, either on the video or on the blog post, and tell me how you move through your fear of rejection. I'd love to hear, and I'd love to help you, because it's my dream for you that you succeed, that you get your goal, you achieve your goals, you realize your dreams. And I'd love to help you do that. So until next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.